Leadership Power optimizes evolutionary growth in your organizational enterprise. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. And as we await others to our audience to join us, I should say, I think I'll put some items front and center for your attention and consideration, and hope that you have your notebooks and other writing and recording utensils available for today's episode. And as we count down here, we're gonna we're gonna jump right in as soon as I get back to my little trusty control panel. And give me one quick second. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we had our right screen up there, and there we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. This is Bill Thomas, your host and presenter for today's episode. In our 14 or so minutes of time together, we will look at ways and learn how to elegantly order, efficiently organize, and effectively orchestrate the evolutionary forces of that social system or human-based enterprise that we all know and love as our organization. So let's begin our adventure. As the words of this song instructs us, we have to take comfort that there may be quakes, tumults, shakings, alterations, and changes which happen to and inside and all around the earth, to its mountains or oceans and rivers, yet our God, Supreme Being, higher power, or Almighty Lord, assures us that we must not let fear or terror enter our minds and hearts. Yes, God assures us that He alone is that source of our power, ability, strength, and might. He is the provider of those places where we can be sheltered and take refuge from any storm, conflict, or catastrophe. In short, our world will always be changing. However, God, our source and provider of all supernatural order and our metaphysical power and the divine principles, God will never change. What must leaders use to orchestrate new growth and better service? We have to see and envision the possibilities, opportunities, and problems that are within our imaginations and our fields of perception. For example, is that river clean and useful for carrying goods or people? Could we build or float a platform or dock to place and load those goods and people onto boats or barges, etc.? But before we can ask and answer any of those or other questions, our first source and provider of refuge and power will need to come from information. Why do leaders need rich sources and ample providers of information? Because the energies that all social environments, systems, and actors use and require and distribute are information-based things. Those social energies are biological because they are the life-giving, life-sustaining, and life-regenerating forces which propel the social acts, niche areas, etc., and such as our industrial sectors or medical and legal professions, and our organizations, teams, and communities. Here is a sample model of some of the energy flows occurring into and out of a typical ecosystem. You and I would call this system an organization that is engaged in commerce or business, which exchanges or transacts information or ideas with customers, has sales personnel who meet with and learns about the needs and desires of those customers, uses an accounting subsystem to control information about its expenses and tabulate data on its revenues, and produces or manufactures goods based upon the informed requests and requirements of its customers. In short, some of those information-based energy flows are exported out from the organization, some are shared within the ecosystem, and others are imported into the enterprise. If you wish to tune up, tinker with, or turbocharge and transform the growth engine of your own enterprise, you might use an evaluation of those flows or forces of information like the one seen in this slide. The engine of growth in most organizations include their operational, marketing, or business and product or service development systems. Instead of looking at your information as data or knowledge artifacts, this criteria would help you make or better organize and order any value-oriented judgments about the impacts of your information. Since we began by asking about leadership power, we should understand what your leadership power actually consists of. In other words, your own power to influence, inspire, and instruct people will evolve when you are able to act in such a way as to achieve the results you desire. When you possess and can use your natural talents, the strengths of your character, your emotional and psychological or spiritual intelligence to persevere and break through any barriers, and when you do use your intuitive, imaginative, and perceptual faculties to creatively conceive or perceive reality in a clear, correct, and concise manner. Your applications of leadership power must enable you to fulfill one or more of these three general missions. To effectively gauge and assess the true impacts of your power, just ask yourself questions like these. Are your actions producing improvements in people, performances, process, or products? Are you making inroads or opening up doorways into better understanding and comprehension of your challenges, problems, or opportunities? Are you shaping and crafting new and more practical innovations? This case system contains four energy events, which are information-based affecting actions and behaviors that move information from person to person and place to place. Leaders need to ensure that their channeling of information does not affect the quality, fidelity, or vitality of the information. The case system helps you amplify or expand upon or enlarge or clarify the information being transmitted or received by you. When you ask questions, investigate the details, or examine the validity, veracity, or value of that information. The case system focuses, hones, and pinpoints the bulk and massive blocks of information you have to offer or accept down to its finest, distilled, essential aspects and character. It is why the big data movement has so much currency in the executive suites of today's large corporations. We have plenty, indeed too much information. We need to find ways to clearly identify the trends, patterns of choice or behavior, and imperative truths that is hiding in all that data. The case system encourages leaders to find every way possible to adorn, improve, or enrich each transmission and reception of information as abundantly wealth producing, value enhancing, and highly significant as you possibly can. You should always try to connect the dots, put every bit of data into context, and relate information to personal preferences and tendencies. Finally, you can specify exactly what, where, why, and how using the case system of channeling, amplifying, sharpening, and enriching your information flows can help you achieve delightful results like these each and every day. The case system of leadership practice will help your organization to better communicate, discover new things, fully engage with your priorities, and employ the 5 M's of superior performances. We quickly explored ways leaders can order, organize, and orchestrate the robustness, evolutionary forces, and healthy growth of their enterprises through their services of mission-based power distributions, case system activities and informational impact, social energy assessments and evaluations. Your mission, then, if you choose to accept it, is this: make optimizing and highly evolved, growth oriented, service driven social system the primary purpose for all your leadership actions. This ends today's lesson. And what you're looking at here is the catalog of materials and services and support that our Leadership Power Paradigms Producer Tools program has for each and every person who is a student or a member of that program. Um, you can see that that what we are doing is attempting to help you to improve your performances and effectiveness as a leader, as you also improve and enhance the performances of your employees and partners and other stakeholders. Now, if you just open up a new browser window or a new browser tab, you can type in www.one-im.com/LPp-Tools, which is what you see in the middle of that slide there on your screen, or you can simply click the Enroll and Get Started Now button that you see on the right side of your screen if you're in our webinar room. And when you click on the Enroll and Get Started Now button, it will automatically open up a new browser tab, new browser window for you. And then you won't lose your place here in the webinar. But at the same time, if you like what you see on that page when you do read through it, um, I would urge you and encourage you to get started right away. And don't forget that this program, along with all my other programs, always offers a money back guarantee, um, which has no questions asked and no risk to you. And that's the way I like to guarantee things, so that basically you get a chance to really take it for a good spin and test out all of its handling, if you will, for your life and for your career, and also for your current work and what you're doing today. So yes, like I say, I always give a money back guarantee. It's for a period of time, and so you do have more than ample time and opportunities to test it out and try it out and say, yeah, this is for me. And if you like what you see on that page, I would then encourage you to go ahead and um, place your order right away, okay, because this is right now it's available to you at my lowest possible price. And so, as you're doing those things, either typing in the www.one-im.com/LPP-Tools, or if you are just simply clicking on the Enroll and Get Started Now button, I'll let you do that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to run back over to my control panel and I will upload, I'll put into the chat area your bonus gifts for attending today's webinar. Let's see. Uh, Now all I have to do is get back to my control panel and we'll be just fine. All right, that's one thing. That's another thing. Oh, there it is. Sorry. It's the funniest thing. My control panel usually looks like what we got. Okay, I've just uploaded into the chat area. If you look in your chat area on the right-hand side of the screen, the two bonus gifts that I have for you today are the 5 Leadership Uplifter Tasks infographic. That is a PDF document which is an infographic and it fits on one sheet of paper. Okay. And I encourage you to download that infographic and print it out and then put it on your desk or put it on a wall, someplace where you can refer to it as you go through your leadership duties and activities throughout the day. And you will find that if you are performing one or more of those uplifter tasks during your leadership activities, you will find that your actions are far more effective. And if you aren't doing one of those 5 tasks, you'll find that maybe your leadership performances aren't as effective as they could be. Okay, so it's a great little guide. It is a PDF document, so any type of computer can read it and print it, etc. So that's why we put it on a PDF for you. Okay, and like I say, most people tend to print it out because it's a little hard to read on a screen, especially when you might be walking around. You can hold that piece of paper with you as you're walking around to keep yourself within the lines. And the second bonus gift that I have for you today is the Words with Wisdom paper. It is an 8-page PDF document. And again, since it's PDF, just download it and print it out. And that way you can write in the margins and write little notes, if you will, for your various things. And while you're doing all of that, um, yeah, while you're downloading, when you download that and read through that 8-page paper, what you will find is it contains the strategies and principles and tips and techniques that we covered in today's episode of Leadership Power Paradigms, as well as previous episodes of Leadership Power Paradigms. Okay, so those are the two gifts. And if you happen to be watching us on our webinar replay today, I would encourage you to use the question box that you see on the right side of your screen. Just simply type in your question, and when you click the email us or email now button that you see right next to that box, it will automatically send your name and the email address that you use to register for the replay recording. So there's no problems with that. All you need to do is type in your question or your comment, and it can concern anything to do with leadership or management. And yeah, just type in your question or comment into the box, click the button, and I will get it and I will read through it and I will then answer you back. I'll reply back to you. So hopefully you use the correct email address when you registered. And if you didn't use the correct email address, then I would strongly urge you to re-register for the replay recording, since you've got the link there anyway in your email box. Yeah, just re-register and make sure you put in the correct email address and of course your name of some sort, so that when you do ask me the question, I can answer you and do it appropriately. And I always provide full answers for any question or comment, including many times links to documents that might be even of further use to you as well. So anyway, that's my gift to all those who engage with me on the replay recordings. All right. Well, this is Bill Thomas. I've been your host and presenter for today's episode of Leadership Power Paradigms. God bless each and every one of you. Godspeed to you all, and I wish you all the very best of success in all of your leadership endeavors. Take care and have a great day.